sometimes you put yourself at a disadvantage because you want to attack a target. In this case, we're all in P47s. We've just dropped ordnance on 274th on the Battle for Rome mission. So we're very low, slow, we have bomb racks, and all of the disadvantages. In this case, we got 3 different battles going on. Right now, we have Mosquito and Sausage engaged with 2 190s, Naboo and Eluder, which is not on the track just yet, but will be in a second. We have Barnes, who is coming around, who just dove also on the target, has extended a little bit. He's coming around to assist with Sergeant Sausage and Mosquito. And then you have myself, who is extended the most. I will be coming around as well. So there's going to be 3 different fights going on. We're going to have Sergeant Sausage and Mosquito's engagement. We're going to have Barnes being attacked by these 3 109s. And then eventually they're going to, this 109 right here is going to engage me. So we're going to do our best to salvage the situation, save as many players as we possibly can, right? We want to save as many friendlies as we can. That's more important than making kills. And so that's what this video is about. So let's play through it here. And we'll start with Sergeant Sausage and Mosquito. So you can see Sausage and Mosquito are being engaged by Naboo. Mosquito makes a hard right turn, but Naboo makes a nice high aspect shot on him. But puts himself at a disadvantage because now Sausage is coming around. Barnes is coming in super, super hot. And I'm going to slow this down a little bit because we want to talk about what Cammy and Fault are doing. So Cammy and Fault have target fixation on Barnes. You'll see here in just a second, had they made the decision to switch targets to Sergeant Sausage, they would have made a very easy kill on him. At the same time, I am sort of calling out all the shots here because I'm in the distance, not able to help out just yet, so I'm doing a lot of the communication. And I definitely don't see With coming around. So With is going to do a really good job of whipping around, coming around on me on my 4 o'clock here. All right, so back into this first fight here, we can see Barnes has, I'm going to pause it. Barnes is ready to make the shots. Cammy and Fault are going to soon be in Barnes's, 6 o'clock and be able to make shots on him. So Barnes needs to commit to this fight, hit the enemy, and then make a defensive maneuver. That's probably the most important. And we can see Haluder here now coming into the fight. And also Mosquito, who was just hit, is going to come around and he's going to extend and get out. All right, so here's where I was talking about. If Cammy had just got off the target fixation of Barnes and switched to Sergeant Sausage, and the same thing for Fault, it could have hit him. It probably couldn't see him because of the forest. It's really hard to see enemies sometimes like that. Barnes makes the kill. That looks all good. And while this is going on, let's switch back to me so you can see now we got With, like I said, he's going to roll around and come in on my 4 o'clock here. All right, let's switch back to Barnes. So Barnes made the kill. This, again, Cammy could have shot Sausage right here. It would have been an easy kill. Barnes is going to do a very, very sharp right turn. So he's going to do almost a high yo-yo, come around like this. And then as soon as the enemy has that lead pursuit on Barnes, right, because they're going to try and make a shot on him. So what's going to happen here is we got Cammy right here. He's going to come this way, and Sausage, hopefully they're going to do what's called lead pursuit, meaning they're going to put the Pipper in front of Barnes to try to cut his turn as Barnes comes around like this, right? But because Barnes is super slow, he's going to do a nice little high yo-yo like this, not too high, and then he's going to immediately cut in and do like almost a split S to deflect their shots. And so what's going to end up happening is Cammy and Major Fault are going to be too high to make a shot, and they won't be able to do like a negative G to get an AOA angle on Barnes. Let's see that happen. While this is happening over here, we can see that Sausage and Haluder are about to make a head-on attack, and we'll see actually Sausage is going to defend against that head-on attack, right? Because you don't want to do head-on attack against the 190. So you can see he's offsetting, right? So technically he should have went this way and Haluder this way. That's our head-on attack that I was talking about. But Sausage does a really, really good job of deflecting it. And what he's going to do is he's going to do a vertical scissors like this. And then as soon as he apex, he's going to hopefully extend to the south because that's kind of where we're all trying to get out of there. While that's happening, he's, Sausage is hoping that Haluder will do that same scissors maneuver, and if he does, Haluder will be just a little bit slower, and Sausage will be able to defend against it. So we'll see that in just a second. Let's continue with the fight with Barnes. So we can see here, this is that high yo-yo that I was talking about. It's not very high, so we're waiting for the attack. As soon as he gets close enough, as soon as Barnes feels like, okay, they're almost in gun range, you can see now he's going to dip his nose down. And you can see now Cammy is too high. Major Fault actually did not have a good lead pursuit on this attack. He might have been too fast for it. So he's now in lag pursuit, and because Barnes dove down, Cammy is too high as well. So Barnes did a great job of defending that. We can see here the vertical scissors that I was talking about with Sausage. So let's look at that. We'll switch to Sausage while this is going on. So look at this. This is beautiful vertical scissors. And like I was talking about, Haluder is doing his best to get that shot on Barnes, but he doesn't have the angle. He doesn't have the angle. He's just a little, just barely coming around, and Sausage will be able to deflect it. It's going to be awesome. Here it is. You can see Haluder just a little bit shy of that angle, right? And actually, Sausage might have been able to get a shot off of him. He might have not had much control of his plane because he's apex now, meaning he does not have any energy. He's probably going like maybe 50 miles per hour. He's really, really slow. All right, so now he has a choice. He could have split S, right? So like this is Sausage we're talking about. Could have split S and then continued on. But what he does is he actually does a little roll, and so this becomes an melon maneuver, which I think is really good. And Haluder does a really good job too. So Haluder actually just extends out as well. And I think Haluder ends up getting out of the fight. All right, so we've seen the deflection here. We've seen deflection here. Let's go back to me. So you can see now, I got that enemy at my 4 o'clock. This is going to be kind of a problem. We're going to speed this up just a tad. So we can see here, Sausage is set up for his extension. Haluder's set up for his extension. Cammy and Major Fault doing a great job being wingmen to each other. But I think in this high yo-yo turn that they're doing, they're burning so much energy to sort of commit to Barnes, right? They're bloodlust right now. They just want to make that kill, and they miss their boom and zoom. So in this case, I think they should have just extended out. I know we're in P47s. I know we're at a disadvantage. So you can just play the game. You know what I mean? You can just like wait to kill them, kind of thing. I think this was a kind of a mistake. All right, so back on me. Let's switch to my camera. This should have been my deathbed right here. This is a huge mistake on my part. I don't see him until about right here. Then I do see him. I make a poor choice right here. What I should have done. So this is right. So you can see here he's doing the same maneuver that Cammy and Fault did on Barnes. He's doing a nice little lead pursuit against me going that way, but unfortunately he never fires. So I try to do a nice little split S. He had guns on me right here, guns on me. I should be completely dead. I don't know if he wasn't sure if I was a P47 or not. You can see like how much of a shot he had on me there. I totally should be dead. But he doesn't. I end up doing a scissors maneuver with him, which I'll come back to. Let's go back to Barnes and Cammy, right? So we're gonna back up just a little bit. So you can see Barnes did his little yo-yo, came back around. Cammy and Major Fault are burning all of their energy state right here to get on the 6 of Barnes. As a matter of fact, I think they might actually switch to Sausage to try to do a high, yeah, they do. So they're trying to do a head-on pass on Sausage, but you look at how much, like, this was your energy, this was your speed and everything that got burnt right there. So all for like a high aspect shot. This is a risky shot that you're probably not going to get. These are P47s, right? If you had stayed high, made an extension, came back in, come back, went high again, made an extension, and so on and so forth, right? But he tries for head on. Oh, he does get some hits on him, so that's good. Good job. But you can see that it was almost a waste, right? And and it may even be superficial shots on Sergeant Sausage because now Sausage, he's going the correct way to get home, which is south. Cammy is going north, so he's going to have to turn around, and his speed is probably equal to or maybe slightly higher than Sausage. So him turning around and catching up and closing the gap to make another attack on Sergeant Sausage is almost next to none. And Major Fault did not follow through with that same maneuver, right? So Major Fault is going to continue his attack on Barnes. So you can see here, I should have been dead. This is what I was talking about earlier. Look at that, man. I should totally be dead with never fired on me. I do my scissors maneuver. So we're doing horizontal scissors. While I'm doing that, you can see Barnes is doing exactly what a veteran pilot should do, which is um, trusting your wingman to protect you, right? And extend out. So Barnes is extending out, which means that the gap that Major Fault needs to close between Barnes to get shots onto Barnes is going to be long. So it's giving time. The time is ticking down where Barnes is going to get hit, right? But that time is growing as Barnes continues to extend out. All right, so I'm doing my little scissors maneuver. My scissors maneuver is to attempt to force the overshoot on width here. So you can see just a simple horizontal scissors. Barnes is continuing on. Now, I could have made that shot right there, right here, but I commit to Barnes instead, right? So you can see I could have maybe did a little high aspect shot right there. But instead I commit to attacking Major Fault to help Barnes, right? Because again, this video is about showing how it's more important to help out your teammates and to get kills. All right, so what ends up happening is we have a little train going on now. So like I said, the gap is closing. Barnes is going to be in trouble here shortly. But because I now have much more speed, remember the P47 has great acceleration and a dive. So I'm going to have a little bit more smash. I'm going to get to Major Fault before Major Fault gets to Barnes. And then I'm going to be in trouble with width coming in like this. Of course, Mosquito here is damaged. Sergeant Sausage is damaged. And somewhere in the back there is Cammy, right? Cammy's no longer in the fight. All right, so let's see how I help out Barnes. There we go. I got wing off on Major Fault, so it's really good. As soon as that happens, now I'm in the same situation Barnacles was in with trying to close the gap. So now I'm going to extend. I'm going to do the exact same thing Barnacles did. Barnes is going to do a high yo-yo, come up around, and what will end up happening is exactly the same thing that I just did, which is I'm going to extend out. Here's our enemy. He's going to continue flying this way. I'm going to continue flying this way and extend out. The gap will close. I will be in trouble, but I'm trusting in Barnacles to do a nice little high yo-yo, come back around, and eventually make the attack on our enemy. So let's take a look at that. He's going to do a little shallow dive. Here comes Barnes. He does his high yo-yo. And the enemy defends against that. You can see that. And so Barnes has two choices here. He can continue with that defense, and he definitely could have killed with no problem. And I would have turned around and helped as well. But you have to remember there are other factors at play here. We're very low. We still have bomb racks. We are moving very fast now in P47s against the G4. But we still have that G6 Cammy that's going to come in, and it's going to be another problem. So instead, Barnes does what's smart thing, and he just continues through, lets that defense go through. So With did a great job of defending against Barnes. And now Barnes and I are going to be side by side. We're going to continue on. And at this point, we've have escaped the fight. Yes, we do have a 109 here, but you can see we have a Spitfire coming in. And at the same time, we have a P38 going to hit Cammy from KW. So we're out of the fight now. And what we can do is we can climb up, get a little bit more altitude, extend out, and then come back into the fight when we have more of an advantage. Because again, I think we did a really good job here overall, right? We killed two enemies, a 190 and a 109, um, at the cost of a life of one person. I believe it was Echo who got killed, and two other planes who were damaged, right? So Mosquito was damaged, and Sergeant Sausage was damaged. And we did I believe about 50% damage on that target. So overall, a good mission, and this is kind of how things should play out, I think. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, just let me know.